welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on your October 1st to the 15th general reading, general Celtic cross reading. Now, just to let you guys know, sorry, need to sort myself out, man. Did bring a cardigan in actually with me, put that on a bit. Anyway, so just to let you guys know, you've got two bonus readings. You've got how does he or she feel about me reading up, Taurus? And you've also got, what else do you have up? You've also got expanded love reading. That's what you've got on. You've got I'm doing the general Celtic crosses because, you know, I've done a lot of love on the channel, and what I really want to do is I want everybody to get a little bit of something, okay? So for those of you who don't give a damn about love, there's a general reading here that might be helping you through the next 2 weeks in October. And also at the end of this reading, excuse me, is a reading for singles and love, because those readings, the bonus readings that are up, Taurus, are really geared towards people who are still in love with someone, or, you know, you're having problems maybe in a relationship, or somebody, or an ex, or somebody that keeps coming in and out of your life. You can still watch the single reading if you want, if you like that, but this is really purely for singles, the love reading at the end, okay? So we're going to shuffle the cards. Universe Spirit, show me Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. What do you see coming in for Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising signs in the first 2 weeks of October 2017? What's coming in for Taurus? Show me what's coming in for Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Show me Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Show me Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. What's coming in for Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising signs? Show me Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for the first 2 weeks in October 2017. Show me. Alright, so we've shuffled the cards. We're going to split the deck into three. And this isn't a love reading. You've already got love readings up. So, you know, not unless it really does, you know, strike out as being love. I'm not doing it as a love reading, alright? This is general energies. Right, so the focus, you guys, your focus for the Hermit. Now, Hermits can mean anything. When you get the Hermit in the upright, Taurus, this isn't about, you know, taking yourself outside of the world and ignoring, you know, people, friends. You know, it is about withdrawal. And sometimes when you get the Hermit and you get the Three of Cups, it might be somebody who is feeling a little bit like an outsider, outside a group, for example. Three of Cups is a group and the Hermit is somebody who feels outside of it. So it can be about feeling outside of a situation, Taurus, but it's really a card that says you need to seek some form of information. But that information that it might be that you need to seek, Taurus, is all about the inside. So it's about inner reflection. However, the Hermit card is also a card that says that what you're seeking is maybe a new path. And that new path might be in finding new friendships. It might be in getting a new job, for example. I'm sorry if the camera's gone a bit blurry, often does on this. It might be where you're seeking a new job or new friendships or a new hobby, for example, or you're seeking to learn something, educate yourself, go to university. So Hermits represent a transitional phase that one goes through before you pass over to something else. That's why it's a number 9 card. It represents the nearing of a completion. Your challenge is the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords is finding that mental clarity for some of you guys, which is why your focus is, the energies around you are the Hermit in the first 2 weeks of October 2017. I think that you guys are trying to find, your challenge is to find clarity in a situation with the Ace of Swords. It might be the challenge is some form of a change. It's an ace, and we do have a number 9 here as well, which represents a situation to coming to a close. So I think that the energies around you are around situations. For some of you, it might be a situation is coming to a close with this Hermit energy. And as a result of that, your challenge is really embarking upon some form of a change. For some of you guys, it's about finding that mental clarity, which is why the energies around you will be going through some form of a transitional stage. This is, remember, the card about the private eye. The Hermit is. It's the person that's searching. So some of you guys, the energies might be around searching for something here. Trying to find that clarity with the Ace of Swords as your challenge. The reason for the Hermit is the Hanged Man. So Taurus, some of you guys, you know, I think that if you're going through a transitional stage with that Hermit energy, and the Hermit being the energies around you, is finding that new journey, going on some form of a new journey for some of you Taurus people. Taurus, it might be that some of you guys have finally, I think with this Hanged Man energy, surrendered to something within your life. It's about letting go, letting God with the Hanged Man. It's about making those sacrifices, even if they're uncomfortable to make with the Hanged Man. And sometimes this is about a new perspective, new enlightenment. There's an array of things that we could talk about with the Hanged Man and how they could really pertain to what the Hermit energy is. But for me, in a nutshell, this is all about a new perspective being found. And as a result of that, the energies around the first 2 weeks in October will be finding that new journey. It will be searching for something new, endeavouring to do something new as a result of this Hanged Man energy. As a result of that Hanged Man, well, yeah, you've got the Three of Cups, which is lovely energy. So there's a celebration here. I think that here you've released something. I think that this Three of Cups, as a result of that, I think that this is about finding some form of happiness or some form of joy within your life. Whatever it is with this Hanged Man that you have a new perspective on, you've managed to release. I feel that there's a great deal of joy happening around that with this Three of Cups energy. I think the most likely outcome for you guys is death. So I am seeing changes happening here because you've got death and you've got the Hermit, number 9 card. This is about going through some form of a spiritual transition for some of you guys. It might literally be that you're doing a changing thing. You're going from one place in your life to another. You might be seeking to get a new job with the Hermit, find new friends with the Hermit, go to university with the Hermit, take up a new mode of study with the Hermit. But the most likely outcome as a result of this is that you're entering a period of change, okay? So you're going through the eye of the needle, really. What you're doing with the Hermit is the focus is around the Hermit. There's a final stage that you guys are on with this Hermit energy. And as a result of that, you're actually going to find that you're closing the door on one part of your life, Taurus, and you're entering into another. The immediate future shows the Knight of Wands. So it could be a Sagittarius, Taurus, Virgo individual around you. But the Knight of Wands often shows up when... It can be when you're... I mean, we do have death being a change. So the most likely outcome for you Taurians is there is a change. For some of you guys, the Knight of Wands does show something that's coming in. So say, for example, you got Knight of Wands and the Tower. It talks about an unexpected visitor that's coming with you, coming in. If you get the, say, Knight of Wands, Tower and Ten of Swords, you've got an unexpected visitor that's bringing bad news or bringing something not very good. So you've got, this could be somebody who's literally coming in the immediate future. So the first 2 weeks of October, Taurus, I think somebody's coming in. I think there's a visitor. Somebody coming in can also represent a move. You guys right now, while you're Justice, you have made some very big decision. I'm seeing such a solid reading from you guys. I really feel the push forward through the reading. It feels good. Feels good. Your Justice. This is you guys. This is what you're showing us. You've made a decision and you've completely 100% settled in that decision. I don't even think that you're trying to make a decision. I think that you've made a decision. And that's why the focus, the energies are on the Hermit. This is about transitioning. This is about you guys following a new destiny and a new path. I think that you guys have surrendered. You've got a new perspective in. I think it's brought in a great deal of joy. Might have even been that you've got some form of new perspective on friendships or people around you, something like that. The Ace of Swords is your challenge. It's about trying to find the clarity. So you've made a decision here that you need to go through some form of a transitional stage. You might need to withdraw a little bit maybe from what you're doing at the moment in order to go through to doing something new. And it might be for some of you guys that there is a sense of needing to find that clarity being your challenge, exactly what it is that you're looking for. However, the most likely outcome is change. Death energy shows up. Knight of Wands is coming in. Could be a person coming in. If it's not a person coming in, it's showing some form of a move. You've got the Eight of Pentacles. Some of you guys are going to experience, could be a new job. Eight of Pentacles shows work, study, preparation. Might be some of you guys, if it's a move, what you'll experience is hard work and effort, diligence, preparing to do something new. I think that this might be a move into something. I don't know. There's something coming in, whether it's you guys moving out of a situation. I don't think this is a person because you're going to experience the Eight of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles is a card about either a new job, could be that you're studying something or you're preparing for something here with the Eight of Pentacles. Four of Swords is in your hopes. So Four of Swords, I think, is really about rest, respite and healing. Yeah, I would say it's that with that card. The outcome shows the Nine of Wands. It's funny that you've got the Nine of Wands here. After Nine of Wands is about waiting. But this is about a final test here that's showing up with the Nine of Wands. It's in your outcome area. You're on the last leg of something here. If you stand firm, what you'll get with this Nine of Wands is success. So there's success in the outcome. Because the Nine of Wands in the outcome really does say, you know what? You're on the precipice of something new that's happening. But it's telling you to stand in your power, okay? Because you've got something, new job or a new mode of study for some of you Taurians happening. But you're going to experience this. A need to work very diligently, to work hard towards a goal. It could be some study, new job, something like that. And it's telling you that if you play your cards right with that Nine of Wands, you're actually going to get success in the end. So this card is telling you, stand strong in your power. Don't give up. You're nearly there. You're nearly over some form of a hurdle here. I just want to see what shows after death. It's a good reading. Alright, so you guys have a new relationship or a new partnership beginning. When you get death, the card that shows up after it tells you what's beginning. It's telling you that there's an ending that's coming in with the death energy showing here, Taurus. And some of you guys have a new partnership, new relationship happening. The most likely outcome is there is an ending to a situation here, especially if you guys are on your own. Hermits also, the energy for the Hermit can represent somebody who's on their own, somebody who's single. So that might be a case. We're going to get some clarifiers on some of these areas. If you're on your own with the Hermit card, the focus being that in the first 2 weeks of October, Taurus, it could be saying, well, look, the most likely outcome is, you know what, you guys, there is a change coming. There's an ending showing up here and a new beginning. So this is an ending and a new beginning with the death card being the most likely outcome. And what is it? Remember, before death tells you what's ending, after death tells you what's beginning. What's beginning for you guys could be a new partnership, new agreement, or even a new relationship. Let's look at around the Hermit energy here. Okay, you got 3 number 9s in here. That's interesting. You're definitely ending a period of, there's definitely a completion. You got 3 number 9s. There's definitely a period of completion at hand here. Remember, the number 9 is a card that represents when you're literally at the end of one phase and you're entering into another one. So you've got the 9 of, I think that's loneliness. The focus is on loneliness for some of you guys. And with this number 9, the 9 of Swords, I think that you guys, the focus is on being lonely, following a path, maybe a loneliness or a solitary path for some of you guys. And I think it might be getting you down with the 9 of Swords. So I think some of you guys have been feeling quite depressed because you've got the Hermit, and this is a card, all number 9s show people on their own. When you get number 9 of Swords or you get the 9 of Wands, especially the 9 of Swords, it's about being sad, about being, you know, worrying. And usually this is somebody who's worrying on their own. So I think it might be around a person. But I think that this is more, could be a Virgo individual for some of you guys. But I think, Taurus, this is more about the energies around you guys. Loneliness with the Hermit card for some of you guys. I think with this 9 of Swords, it might be actually getting you down. It might be actually making you feel quite depressed with that 9 of Swords energy showing there. Okay. I also feel that you guys here, for some of you, you know, we've got the Hermit. So it might be that the focus is also on withdrawing from something with this Hermit energy. And I think that because you're worried, you might be worried about some form of a conflict here with the 5 of Swords. So what I'm seeing right now is the energies around you guys is needing to withdraw with the Hermit. I think that you're worried around some form of conflict within your life in the first 2 weeks of October. But I think that you don't need to worry about this because I think that there's going to be an ending to whatever this conflict is, and there'll be an agreement with this 2 of Cups coming in. So I'm seeing forgiveness or some form of an agreement as a result of that. The root energy is showing the Hanged Man. So this is where we open up the reading and start to see what's really going on. Well, I think that you guys, the root energy for you guys is that you have been, when you get the Queen of Cups and you get a card like the Hanged Man, it usually tells you that you're holding on to something emotionally. So I think that you've been burying your feelings, okay? Because you don't need the Queen of Cups in the reverse to show the burying of feelings. You can get 2 cards together, one like the Hanged Man. Hanged Man shows that you guys, and I think that you have been hiding your feelings with this Hanged Man, because Hanged Man doesn't also always mean to surrender and to release, okay? It can be to release things, but I think that, you know, we could look at it 2 ways. In one way with the Hanged Man, when I look at these 2 cards together, it can be an understanding maybe of how you're feeling with this, because the Hanged Man does mean to understand a situation. That's how you manage to release it, and because you're looking at something from a different perspective. So if I look at the Queen of Cups with this card as well, the Queen of Cups is somebody who's quite empathic, so she's really good at putting herself into other people's shoes. So if you looked at a combination of cards and you couldn't work out why one is clarifying the other, all right, And I could, if I were to look at, well, we've got the Hanged Man first. Well, why is the Hanged Man showing up? Because of the Queen of Cups. Well, the Queen of Cups is all about our feelings, what's going on inside of us. So I'd probably look at this and think, right, so the root energies, there's been a new perspective that's been found, and it's all based on one's feelings, Taurus's feelings. How are they feeling deeply? And I think it's all based on how you're feeling. When I look at these two cards, I think it's not actually, when I look at it, I don't think it's you guys holding on to anything. I think you have a new perspective. And that new perspective is coming from the Queen of Cups energy, and that is the ability to get down into what is emotionally affecting you in this situation, which is why you guys have decided to withdraw in the focus area for the first 2 weeks in October, because I think that you are worried about some form of a conflict here. But the most likely outcome will be that there's going to be a change, an ending, okay, and what's coming in is some form of a reconciliation over this energy. Alright, in the recent past you've got this Three of Cups. Let's have a look. Alright, so we've got the Three of Cups in the Tower, and I think that this is something about a friendship that's broken. So it's not in the reverse again. These aren't showing as reverse. So if you don't have reversed cards, like Three of Cups shows a relationship, people that have fallen out, broken friendships, failed friendships, cheating, for example. But I think that, you know, if you don't, I mean, I do use reversals, but obviously my cards aren't reversed here. All right, we might have the odd reversal in there, but there's not a lot of reversals. So the tarot needs to show you a way when something's not that great. Three of Cups on its own is a lovely card for partnerships and agreements and people that are getting together. But I think with the Tower, there is a breakup of this, all right? So I think that this is a friendship that has possibly, there's been some chaos within friendships. And I think that this is why your root energy, Taurus, is more about acceptance and taking a different perspective in terms of the Queen of Cups energy. It might be a person, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces around you, but I think that there is definitely, when I look at both cards together, that they are all about understanding the realm of human emotion and how we deal with things. Because I think around this, what you guys have been taking a different perspective on and really trying to understand on a very deep emotional level, Taurus, is a friendship that is no longer a friendship with that Tower energy. And your challenge is the Ace of Swords area. And we just get what comes up with this. Okay, so I think that your challenge is really with this Ace of Swords. Gaining clarity probably on, you know, you've got the Five of Cups here and the Ace of Swords is your challenge. The Ace of Swords is a challenge. For me, is usually about gaining that mental clarity. And what is it that you're trying to gain mental clarity on? Well, it's the loss. How could, and the Three Cups are downturned in this. So how could this relationship fall apart? How could this friendship fall apart? Whatever type of friendship this is. You know, you're trying to gain clarity. Well, how could this happen? Why did it happen? Whose fault was it, for example? Who was truly at fault? But in your root energy, what we've got here is the Hanged Man. I don't think that you're holding on to any emotions here. I think you're trying to understand it. You're taking a different perspective here on this situation. You're trying to surrender it. You're trying to let go of any type of pent-up emotions, because the Queen of Cups energy. And this goes into the realms of, well, I'm going to try and let go of this. I'm going to try and kind of release whatever it is that I've built up in terms of this situation, because the Queen of Cups says, well, I've got a greater and a deeper understanding on this. And also I need to heal. So really both cards are also about healing in a way. Even though the Hanged Man is all about suspense and it's all about holding back and it's all about things that are left in limbo, I don't think, I mean, it could be as well that there is limbo with the Hanged Man. Sorry, I'm explaining it in a variety of ways, but there's two ways we could look at this, I think. It's either that you have a certain perspective in terms of what your feelings are with this Queen of Cups, or it's either that you're in emotional limbo because there has been a breakup of some form of a friendship here or partnership with that Three of Cups. And I think that mentally and I think that in your challenge, it's about, with this Ace of Swords, gaining clarity on why this relationship with that Five of Cups actually fell apart, which is why you guys are focusing in the first 2 weeks of October on retreating. Because I think that you're actually worried or upset, the Nine of Swords, over a breakup with the Five of Swords energy, or having to cut somebody out, Taurus. However, the most likely outcome will be that you won't be cutting somebody out for long, because you've got a change coming in the Death card. And whenever you get Death, it's whatever comes in after the Death card that shows you what's beginning. So you've got a change coming in. And I think this might be a reconciliation with that Two of Cups energy showing up here, because you've got the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is very different from the Five of Swords. This shows conflict, destruction, and it shows severance in partnerships and relationships. This would naturally, for me, show a reconciliation. So it's saying, you know what? You've got a change coming in here with the Death card. And that change is showing up as the Two of Cups of friendship. Could be friendships coming back together, potentially. You'll experience the Knight of Wands coming in, Taurus. Let's have a look at what this Knight of Wands is about. Okay, somebody's coming back from the past. You've got the Knight of Wands and the Six of Cups. Six of Cups is past. This is Knight of Wands. This is somebody, I think, coming back from the past for some of you guys. Alright, Knight of Wands shows somebody. It doesn't always show leaving. Now the reading takes on a completely different thing, Taurus. You've got this Knight of Wands showing up, and this is something that's coming in. So when you get the Knight of Wands, for example, Knight of Wands and Tower, Tower is unexpected. This is a visitor. So visitor, Knight of Wands, coming in from the past, Six of Cups. You guys right now are Justice. Let's have a look what shows with the Justice energy. Okay. So you're Justice because of the Seven of Swords. Alright? So I think that you have laid down the law on something, whether you've said it to the person that's done it or not. Now the Seven of Swords is renowned. Now you look at Justice. Justice is about righting a wrong. The Seven of Swords is wrong. Okay, so the Seven of Swords is about somebody who's underhanded, they're a cheat, they're a liar. The Justice card would basically put down the gauntlet and say, you know, you are judged. What do we say when we go to court? I'm not sure. But, you know, this is the card that would bang you to rights for a deception. So you're showing us Justice. You've made your mind up. You have laid down the law. You've made you've made a judgment. Judgment and justice are very similar as cards. So you've made a very strong judgment because of this Seven of Swords energy. Alright, it might be something legal as well, but then you are Justice, so you're showing us this card. Unless you're a lawyer or something, you're the one that's making a very big decision here. I think because for some of you guys, you have been dealing with an underhanded individual. Could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Taurus, but I think you've been dealing with somebody underhanded, somebody who wasn't telling the truth. And that's why the focus is on withdrawing, the Hermit, because I think that you're upset by having to cut this individual out with the Five of Swords. Might be they were cheating. I don't want to turn it into love, but it looks very like you. I mean, it could be simply just a friendship, could be co-workers, could be anything. But I think you definitely cut somebody out, and I don't think you like doing it. I think you're trying to make sense of it. I think you're still trying to make sense of it. But to me, it's saying that this friendship, whatever it is not completely over, Taurus, because you've got Death showing us the most likely outcome, and there's a change coming in here. And what is that change? Well, it's about a friendship that's coming in. So it's showing that there's a new beginning with the Death card showing first. And what is this new beginning? Whatever comes after Death is telling you what's beginning. There's a Two of Cups beginning here. A friendship, reconciliation, whatever you want to call it. Because it says in the immediate future, you've got a visitor coming in. Knight of Wands could be Sagittarius, Aries, Leo. But there is a visitor coming in, and this person's coming in from the past. So this is the person you don't let go of, I think, Taurus. Eight of Pentacles as what you'll experience coming in. Well, you've got the card of the Eight of Pentacles of what you'd experience, and this is a lot of hard work and effort is what you'll experience coming in with this Eight of Pentacles. And this is you because it's Eight of Pentacles. Pentacles is a Taurus card, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So you're going to experience a lot of hard work coming in. You're going to experience having to put a lot of effort into something here. All right. You've got the Knight of Swords though showing up here. I don't like this energy together. It almost feels like all the hard work and effort that you've put into yourself is being disrupted with this Knight of Swords. Look at how he charges towards this Eight of Pentacles. Look at how he's trying to disrupt this person's work. This is you guys here doing all of this work, but I think it's being disrupted with the Knight of Swords. And I think it's going to bring some added pressures to you guys with that Ten of Wands. So I think all your hard work, all of the effort that you've put into yourself is now being disrupted by an individual. Could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Could very well be an air sign individual. And I think that this is going to bring added pressures to you guys, okay? I'm seeing somebody coming back from the past, but I don't think they're very good. I think they're going to disrupt your peace. I think everything that you've been working really, really hard on, especially here, because what I'm getting is you guys are feeling very, very achy. The reading now, it started off feeling great, and now it just feels tiring. As a tarot reader, you do pick up on the energies of readings, and they can wear you out. And this one, Taurus, I've got to be honest, is wearing me out. Because it's almost like you put a lot of, you were justice here. You made a very big decision on a liar or a deceiver, I feel, or somebody who wasn't being very honest with you with that Seven of Swords. Okay? As a result of that, the energies around you are withdrawing, possibly looking to seek another past. Because I think you guys have been really upset. Nine of Swords, sorry, over having to cut somebody out. Somebody who was probably quite treacherous and took advantage with that Five of Swords energy. The root issue is the Hangman. So the reason for everything is the Hangman. This is something to do with your limbo. Your feelings, I feel, have been left in limbo. Just looking at the rest of it, we could have explained this differently if the other cards in the spread hadn't been telling me something. So I feel really the root issue is that you're still not really... You made a decision here and you're like, fuck this. You are justice, so you've laid down the law here. You've taken the matter into your own hands and you've laid down the law. And why is that? Because of the Seven of Swords. You've laid down the law on a liar and a deceiver. All right, this is almost like a judge. Justice is a judge. So you are judge and jury. Okay, you're laying down the law, Taurus, on an individual, that Seven of Swords, who's been taken advantage. This is a thief, this is a liar, this is a deceiver. And you're laying down the law on this individual. But in your foundation, I think that you've been in limbo. The Hanged Man. You guys might have been waiting for a Cancerian, Pisces, Scorpio individual, or it might be you're in limbo in terms of your feelings with that Queen of Cups, because there was a friendship that broke down here with this Tower energy, and I think that you guys have been trying to find the truth in why this relationship actually ended here. So you're still in limbo, you're still thinking about this, and that's why the focus for you guys will be on retreating with that Hermit energy, because you're still upset about the severance, the cutting out of this individual. However, the most likely outcome is there's going to be a big change here with the Death card. And what is that change coming in? This is a reconciliation for some of you guys with that Two of Cups. Because I see somebody coming back. There's a visitor coming in, the Knight of Wands, coming in very fast from the past with that Six of Cups energy. And I think all of the hard work we can see here in the Justice card, this gives me the evidence I need that you guys have been putting a lot of hard work into yourself here over whoever this individual is to get them out. All that hard work you've put in, what you'll experience is, it's going to be disrupted by that Knight of Swords, and it's going to put a lot of pressure on you. Because your hopes are the Four of Swords. I think that your hopes were to withdraw, possibly from some form of a partnership here with this Three of Pentacles. But the outcome shows the Nine of Wands. Okay. You know what, I would be very careful if this happens again. If you know, I don't want to, fucking hell, I really don't want to turn shit into love. I don't want to do that because we've already got loads of love readings. Whatever this means for you, it means for you, okay, Taurus? But I really, really wouldn't let somebody into your vicinity again who's going to fuck you over again. I really wouldn't. I really, really wouldn't. Because I think the outcome is you guys are going to be waiting here. It just feels this way to me. Waiting, Nine of Wands, for messages, Page of Swords that never come, Six of Wands in the reverse. Alright? Please, 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 just be careful. I think if you've got rid of someone that you didn't trust, whoever that is, whether it's a family member, a friendship, a lover, whatever that is, stick to your guns. Because I do see some of you guys are still in limbo over something here, Taurus. I really feel that you're still in limbo over a friendship, over, you know, whatever this situation is, you're still in limbo over it. You might be acting all the big I am and acting like you feel tough and acting like you're okay with it and acting like, yeah, got rid of that little, and, you know, but your feelings are still there. over this friendship or whatever it is, your feelings are still there. And you're going to let somebody back in, some of you guys will, in the first 2 weeks of October. Whether that's intermittently, whether that's by accepting some form of a call or accepting a text message or whatever it is, you'll let this person come back in. And they'll go and they'll do whatever they've done to you before. Alright, they'll just do whatever they've done to you before, Taurus. And they'll fuck you over again. And then you'll have to pick yourself back up again and do the same thing. So all I'm saying is I just think in the reading, it's really kind of made me feel a bit weird because I don't like what I was seeing in the cards. I really don't like it. And the way that I read cards is I look at the pictures and I put the words together as well. Alright? You know, you look at this Eight of Pentacles guy, he's working diligently towards a goal. And what is this Knight of Swords doing? Look at how they're faced off. This person's putting in the hard work and this person's rushing in to disrupt it. This is how I'm looking. I'm looking at the cards facing. I'm looking at, because I deal in tarot interaction as well, so I always look at where cards face. See that Knight of Swords there? He's rushing in to this Eight of Pentacles, and it's bringing struggle. So this person's rushing in. They're trying to disrupt whatever this person's working on, and it's bringing a whole heap of problems with that Ten of Wands. And what I would say is that, you know, you guys have done ever so well here, really, really well. For some of you guys, even though you don't understand what went on in a situation, you dealt with it, you got rid of whoever the person was, but this person will come back for some of you. This person's going to come back in, and they're going to try and disrupt your peace again. And as soon as they think that they've got a bar of you, as soon as you start accepting this individual again, Taurus, what they'll do is they'll leave you on tenter hooks again in the outcome. So just be careful, whoever this is, okay? Let's get your advice reading. Universe Spirit, what is the advice that you have for Taurus? What is the advice that you have for Taurus in the first 2 weeks of October 2017? Show me. Says it's not the right time. There you go. Not the right time. It's not the right time to bring people back in that shouldn't be in, because I think that you're still, you know, you're still hurting over something. Alright? I think you're still hurting over something here. Okay, you know, there's other cards like there'll be success if you communicate clearly, but you need to listen to your intuition, because romance, you need to let go. So if there's anything to do with this, I don't want to read it as romance again, I really don't, because this can be anything. We've already got 3 flaming romance readings on the channel. I don't want to put too many on there, that would be ridiculous. But whatever this is, it's not the right time to pursue it for you. So just be careful. I think you need to be careful who it is, whoever it is. And it doesn't have to be love. It can be a friendship. It can be people that have let you down, whatever it is, family members. Be very careful who you're letting into your life, who you're letting back in. Because they'll come back in, I think, for some of you guys, and they'll just fuck it all up again. And you put too much hard work into restoring and into healing yourself to let anybody come back and do that to you again, Taurus. Alright, that's your reading for the first 2 weeks in October. I would like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Carol's Universe, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye. So, this is your October 1st to 15th, October 2017, Taurus. Singles love reading. Now, I noticed with the bonus reading, what was happening was that a lot of it was geared towards couples or people who are in relationships or looking for love, or not so much looking for love, but people who are kind of interested in other people. And I recognised those energies, and I thought, but what about absolute single people? So I just really wanted to really look at singles, okay, in a quick reading. And this is just an add-on to the, this is really just an add-on reading, okay, to your general Celtic cross, okay. So Universe Spirit, show me Taurus. Show me love for Taurus. Show me love for Taurus. Taurus singles. I only want to see Taurus singles. I only want to see Taurus singles, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. What's going on? What's going on in terms of love for Taurus singles? In a past, present, future reading between now and the 15th of October, show me. Alright, so we're going to split the deck into 3, Taurus, like so. Collect it back up, like so. And we're going to start laying the cards down, like so. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, So let's have a look at the past for you guys. Sometimes I use clarifiers, but they take up a long time. And I'm very limited in time at the moment. So Page of Swords in the past. So Page of Swords often shows withheld information or delayed messages or no messages coming through. Okay, but you've got the Six of Wands showing here, which is interesting. Six of Wands would usually be about recognition. Okay. And you've got the Seven of Wands here. Seven of Wands represents rejection. I think somebody was withholding information from you, Taurians. I think somebody wasn't calling you. And I think that your recognition, or this person recognising you, was rejected. So I see somebody who cast you out. I think these cards are trying to tell me that you guys were rejected from an individual, Taurus. I think that they stopped calling you. They stopped speaking to you, Taurus. And I think that recognition of you with this Six of Wands was probably rejected. I think that you're the Six of Wands here, you as a person here, what your values are, who you are, what you bring to the table. I think with the Page of Swords ready to strike in, if you can see the direction that sword's ready to hit at, they're ready to take you off your horse. And here they're just telling you to keep the fuck out. So, and you are the Six of Wands here. Funny because you're Six of Wands here, but you're the Six of Wands here. You're saying what's wrong, and they're saying leave it, stay out. This person, I think this person's, you went through a rejection with an individual in the past, Taurus. In the present, you've got the Page of Wands, okay? So this is about new relationships or having a bit of fun, exploring new territories, new people. You might have also had some information come through here. Yeah, I think that you've had information. I think you've had a message about love. Somebody's showing interest here. It might be a Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, Taurus individual, Taurus person showing. I think somebody's telling you that they're interested. There's been some communication and interest shown to you guys. Could also be maybe there's a fire sign and a water sign individual around you. Yeah, and you've got options. So I'm seeing in the present there are options around you, Taurus people. Fire sign potentially and water sign. But these are childish energies, which is why you've got choices. You're choosing between... If you look at this person, it looks like he's pressing a button on a screen. Some of you guys might be doing a bit of internet dating as well in the present, showing up here. The future, well, Five of Cups shows a little bit of disappointment coming in, Taurus. The Eight of Wands shows communication. So maybe there's some disappointment over communication with the Eight of Wands energy. Communication about a commitment. I think that you're going to be disappointed over some communication about a date or something like that. The Ace of Pentacles is not always commitment. It's about if somebody's committed to doing something, you know. Could be communication about somebody who was committed to doing something. Maybe there's some disappointment with the Five of Cups. I don't think it's out and out loss. I think you're just going to have a bit of disappointment in the next 2 weeks concerning lovers. Because I think that in the past, we quickly go through the reading again, Taurus. We've got the Page of Swords. I've always read this as a card that suggests bad news or delayed news, or somebody's not texting you, they're not communicating. So I'm seeing that somebody didn't communicate with you in the past here. I think that they didn't communicate because they didn't want to recognise you here. They were rejecting you. They were saying, I don't recognise you anymore. I'm not as in recognise you, but I'm not really interested. They were showing a lack of interest here, I think, with these cards. This person was in the past towards you, Taurus. I think in the present, though, I think you've got some options showing up here, okay? I think there might be a fire sign person around you and a water sign potentially. One might be older than the other, all right? It might also be that you're kind of announcing that you're interested, that you're searching for love. So this is an announcement. This is some website stuff that you're doing here. I think there's some internet dating you guys are doing here as well. But there are options around you for love. This is like somebody's... If you look at the way that this card's drawn, it's like he's pressing. It's like click, click, click. He's pressing a button on the computer. He's clicking on, you know, the options. Oh, I like the way that looks, or I like the way that looks. And it might be that here with the Page of Wands, what you're doing is you're announcing that you're available with this Knight of Cups, that your cup is extended, you're interested by looking at internet dating, for example, with that Seven of Cups. Could also be a couple of options around you that you've got to choose. But I think you're going to be a little bit distant, a little bit disappointed in what comes forward with that Eight of Wands. Because the Eight of Wands is all about news or communication or arrows of love or what's coming at you. You might be disappointed in terms of what you're getting, in terms of the Ace of Pentacles and the potential. It might be that you're disappointed in what the information is that comes back, in terms of the potential to commit to a date or stuff. So I just think that for some of you Virgos, it might be, if you're single, that, you know, somebody did you wrong. You've been getting yourself out there again, possibly doing a lot of internet dating, that type of thing. But I think that what comes back in the first 2 weeks of October might not be to your liking so far. All right, that is your reading, Taurus. I hope I called you Taurus. Jeez. brain like a sieve sometimes. Yeah, Taurus, I'm just seeing that something here is not particularly working out so far, okay? And yeah, we'll see what happens in the latter stages of October 2017. That's it. Thanks for your time, guys. Take care.